Welcome back once again, viewers. It's a beautiful evening here in Abu Dhabi. We're in Tolerance Oval. It's a Super Saturday. We've already seen a pretty much one-sided encounter, but this promises to be an absolute thriller of a contest. It's match number 12 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. Kelvin Cricket Club are going to take on a very talented side of A-BATTERY Gorilla 11, and we should be having an exciting game of cricket. Right then, just a short while ago, I was there in the middle of the two captains and the match referee for the flip of the coin. Well, it's toss time here for match number 12 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026, and we're expecting to have another cracker of a contest. Two very renowned and well-known teams here, the domestic circuit, are going to lock horns against each other. It's time now to introduce you to the man who mattered in the middle. On my left is the captain Sher Azam of A-BATTERY Gorilla 11. On his left is Mitchell Van Wyk, the captain of KELVIN Cricket Club. And on the extreme left is, of course, our official match referee, Mr. Preetham. Preetham, sir, if you could please hand over the coin to Sher Azam, the captain, who will now flip the coin.
Tails. Tails is the call. It's heads.
Congratulations, Sher Azam, winning the toss. What's the plan?
We'll have a ball first today.
Bowling first. How much do you think is going to be a decent target? You want to respect the opponents?
Hopefully under 150 should be pretty comfortable for us. So that's what we're looking to do.
You had a great win in the start of the tournament. How important is this game to stay alive in the tournament?
It's extremely important. You know, this would basically just guarantee us a place in the quarters. So I think we're going to be coming all guns blazing today, especially with our new mascot.
Well, and any changes to the playing 11?
We have Yahya Saeed coming in for Janzeb Bhatti.
Well, best of luck. Give us a good game.
Thank you.
Mitch unfortunately lost the toss. What was your plan if ever so you would have won the toss?
We would have also bowled first, I think, knowing that there are run rate calculations to consider. If we can win this match, I know we've got a match coming up, but that's against GHK. We know that's going to be a very tough one. If we can win this match by a decent margin, that might give us a really good chance of going through. So it might have been a bit easier to control if we were batting second, knowing what target to chase. But what's done is done. We must go out there, post a big total. And we've got a very strong bowling lineup today that can come out and really attack, a very attacking bowling lineup. So hopefully we can bowl them out with what's required.
Talking about the last game, I think it was a pretty close contest. So I'm sure you would have taken a lot of positives and you want to go out and give it a fight.
Yeah, I think how close it came really showed that the boys deserve to be here. It showed that there's a lot of fight within the team. I still don't believe that we gave it our all. I think that was even at 50% of the levels that we can achieve. So hopefully we can just find that extra gear and go all the way this game.
A very important game. Any changes to playing 11?
Quite a few changes. So Divan drops out, Danny Pawson drops out. We've got Kasim, very exciting up and coming bowler, who comes in. And yeah, I think that's about it. They're the major changes.
All the best, Mitch.
All right, thank you.
Well, that's the news, and the confirmation coming in from the centre is that A-BATTERY Gorilla 11, they won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. Well, there you go, Sher Azam calling the right side of the coin, and let's have a quick rundown of the two playing 11s. Sher Azam, Hashmi leading the side, Abbas Dawar, Aditya Shetty the Centurion, Amar Badami, Shan Nair Hasnain, Hassan, Prithvi Rao, Razel Nadir, Thomas Mariadison, Yahya Ali, Yahya Said. A very balanced looking side of A-BATTERY Gorilla 11. If we talk about KELVIN Cricket Club, led by Mitchell Van Wyk, Darren Walters, Rahman Zafar, Prakash Sami, or Farooq, Naushad Talha, Midun Sudhakar, Mohammad Qasim, and Nishad. So you can see they've made quite a few changes in their playing 11 if you talk about KELVIN Cricket Club, because they're aware if ever so they go on to lose another game, I think that's it. It's going to be pretty much done and dusted tournament for them. They will be making an early exit, but they're a champion side. I mean, KELVIN Cricket Club, who can forget their last game? It was such a tight match and they're on the verge of winning the game, but yeah, unfortunately did end up at the losing side. But here we are. It's a new day. It's a new beginning. And there you go. He's the man who was there with me just a short while ago during the toss, the captain Mitchell Van Wyk. Sher Azam, beg your pardon, will attack and will bowl with the new ball. I think he's been very impressive. Talking about Sher Azam, Hashmi, who's been right on the money. He's somebody who's very deceptive, especially with the new ball. He uses his height to his advantage, to his full potential. No slips in place. I would have really loved to have at least one slip for Shahir Azam because he swings the ball nicely away from the right-handers. Also, this is a very important game for A-BATTERY Gorilla 11. They've already won one game, but they've also lost a couple of games. So if ever so, they're going to lose this. I think it's going to be pretty much done and dusted for them as well. So it's a very important game for both the sides. A lot is at stake. It's a high-octane game. Two very talented sides in this tournament are playing an important game. Upish, and he's past the fielder. And Midun Sudhakar gets his first boundary. Shahir Azam just opting to bowl slightly short, and the problem was there was a lot of width offered. So all he had to do is just throw his bat onto the ball. And the fielder on the gully position, he was on the catching gully position. He wasn't coming from the 30-yard circle. If ever so, he would have come from the circle. The story would have been different. Having a third man in place alongside a deep square leg position. So those are the two fielders he's opted to keep out of the 30-yard circle. And as we speak, they're making a slight amendment in the field. The third man now comes in and they have a deep point in position. Yeah, now he can afford to be bowling these deliveries where it's short and he would want the batter to hit towards that side. But honestly, I think Shahir Azam is someone who shouldn't be having this defensive approach. I mean, he's someone who should be looking to target the stump because he's quick. He's got a lot of pace. He's tall. He's got a very good high arm action. If you observe, he's got a very nice, smooth, rhythmic action too. There you go. So this is exactly what I'm mentioning, that the feel which he's gotten at the moment is already just stating that they're at the back foot. Whereas that last delivery you can see was pitched in a good length area. And if ever so it was onto the line of the stumps, maybe he could have gotten an edge. So they need to have an aggressive intent. Somebody like Shahir Azam Hashmi should look to bowl slightly fuller and try to bowl on the off stump or the fourth stump channel. Right there. Perfect delivery. Excellent over by Shahir Azam. It's 4 for no loss after 1. Perfect start for Gorilla 11, and no surprises. It's going to be Reza Nadir to be sharing the new ball alongside Shahir Azam, who was brilliant in his first over. And the moment he adjusted his length ever so slightly, you could see he did trouble Midun Sudhakar. But this man is having a fantastic tournament, isn't he? He was on the verge of picking up a fiver in the first game. And he's one of the leading wicket takers, I believe, in this tournament. Here he is, steaming in for the very first time this evening. Lovely delivery. That's the length these youngsters should be looking to bowl. I mean, I'm pretty much optimistic they go on to do a lot of net sessions. There's a lot of hard work being put behind the scenes. And this is the stage now. They do play a lot of matches, but playing in these stages where you're rubbing shoulders against A division cricketers and also players who play a lot of franchise cricket and also international cricketers who are in this tournament. Beautifully bowled. That one just shaped in towards the captain. So this is a good start by the two bowlers. So yeah, that's what I'm just trying to mention. This is the opportunity where your talent is being highlighted, you're scouted. All eyes are on you in these tournaments. This is the chance for these youngsters to really showcase their skill level, their talent. They're not short of talent, that is for sure. Nicely bowled, good delivery and good call by Mitchell Van Wyk. Gets a single and gets a single to open his account. So far so good, they're right on the money. Razel keeping things very simple. Of course, he knows that he doesn't have the raw pace. He's still young. He will get quicker with time as he ages. But at the moment, I think what he makes sure is to get his lines and, of course, the lengths intact. It's high up in the air, chance! Oh, could have been an incredible catch. At times they do stick, and if ever so, I can promise you who could have taken this catch, it was that man who just couldn't hold on to it. Aditya Shetty. He's by far one of the best fielders we have in the domestic circuit. But he's let that one go. Yeah, half chance, really. That wasn't an easy catch. By no means. He did his level best, but unfortunately couldn't hold on to it. And fortunately for Midhun Sudhakar, he didn't catch it cleanly. Yeah, that's not the best of deliveries. And knowing that there's nobody patrolling towards the fine leg, deep square leg region, there was an element of risk involved. I think he was trying to bowl the glory in swinging delivery to Midhun, trying to surprise him. But just getting his line wrong. The length was okay. If ever so, this was targeted onto the stumps. That would have been a very handy delivery. Flicked away beautifully. There is protection. So only a single to close out. Another good over from Gorilla 11. It's 12 for no loss after 2. Decent start so far. The two bowlers, Sher Azam and Razel Nadir, doing a fine job. Midhun on the other end, you can see he's on the charge. Thick outside edge and will trickle away towards the boundary. Not the most convincing ways to get a boundary, but he's going to take it with both hands. So you can now sense that Midhun is really going after the bowlers. Even a delivery which is pitched on a good length, he's really thrown his bat onto this, and luckily he's got quite a lot of bat on this one. Gets another boundary to his name. I don't really think this is going to be a problem for the bowlers. I think Sher Azam wouldn't mind this kind of approach from Midhun. He would really want this approach from Midhun. Chance! There you go! Now, that's what I was saying. Sher Azam is someone, he will always want the batters to really take charge against him because he's someone who's so accurate. And quite contrasting to what we saw in the first over, he was bowling way too wide, and now finding his right channels, and he has picked up a wicket, and that too off. The batter, who was looking threatening, showed a lot of dedication, promise, but we'll have to go back. It's 16 for 1. In walks another very stylish batter, right-handed Darren Walters. He's got a big job in his hands. Early breakthrough for Gorilla 11, and that's not the first time we're seeing this. I mean, Sher Azam, how often does he do this? He gets you those breakthroughs early on, so early in the first 6 overs. Perfect length, excellent defense, good cricket all round. Yeah, I think Gorilla 11, they've been the standout teams for me in this tournament. What has really impressed, not only me in the com box, everyone, because this is one team, people are really following them. It's not only the results that they've produced, I think the manner which they've gone about their game. It's a side packed with a lot of talent, energy, and approach towards the game. Nicely ball once again. I think, yeah, it has been a very fearless approach in this game for these youngsters. And also, of course, if you highlight the players they have, Reza Nadir, he's been tremendous with his all-round performance. Abbas Dawar, the right-arm spinner, he's having a great tournament. Hasnain Hassan, that one boy is so impressive. He's been right on the money. He's been exceptional so far in this tournament. Slashed away. There is protection, so it will be only a single. I mean, I haven't really heard these names, to be honest. I've been calling a lot of games lately. I myself, I'm born here in the UAE. I've gone on to play from the UAE myself, but these youngsters, and also talking about Aditya Shetty, the Centurion, all of them really have stepped up in these big games, showing a lot of maturity. And of course, the captain, who's been the leader, and his composure and calmness, I think he's been instrumental in bringing the best out of this young talented team of Gorilla 11. Beautifully ball, very smart delivery. You can see he's taken the pace off, roll of the fingers, and what a fine over yet again. It's 17 for 1 after 3. Quiet start here by Kelvin Cricket Club. Mitchell Van Wyk was very confident during the toss. He did mention there was a few errors in the last game. And that's not the first time I'm seeing Reza Nadir drifting down the leg side. maybe just trying to put in that extra bit of effort, which is not required really. I mean, they're not really going after you. You just need to keep things very simple in the middle, just like the captain Sher Azam. Maybe we can take a leaf out of the notebook of Sher Azam, who's been exceptional throughout this tournament, captain leading from the front. Nicely done. I think Darren Walters, he's missed out an opportunity. There was nobody patrolling towards the deep point area. And also the third man is in the circle. So, yeah, he was a bit disappointed not to get any connection. That was there for the taking, but missed out. So, a couple of dot deliveries to start off this over. Pulled away very nicely by Darren Walters. And that is screamed away towards the boundary. Yeah, I think somebody just needs to have a word with Razel and tell him that with this pace, yeah, look at this. He had all the time in the world to rock back, nicely got into a good position, ample time to really hit wherever he wanted to, because as I did mention that Razel Nadir, of course, he's a very talented kid, but he should realize that he's still young and bowling too short with the new ball. Not too sure if that is the right approach. Yeah, much better. There you go. The moment he opts to bowl fuller in the right areas, he's been asking a few questions to the batters of Kelvin Cricket Club. So yeah, all praises to this young team. I think the future certainly looks very bright. If ever so they stick together, this team, and continue performing the way they're performing, they will be contenders. They will be strong contenders to win and clinch trophies in the near future. Nicely played. That's a very good shot by Darren Walters. You can see he went so deep using the crease. So I like the approach by the two batters in the middle. They know that they've lost an important wicket, Midhun. He was looking threatening. I think he just got a little carried away. You could see that he was trying to play quite a few strokes on every single delivery. He needed to have some method behind his batting in this innings. Too short once again. Yeah, it's not going to work. Short deliveries to these two batters, they're going to really make you pay. So, productive over for Kelvin Cricket Club comes to the end. Yeah, roll of the fingers, but there's no protection. At least have a deep mid-wicket and then go on to bowl this delivery. 26 for 1. Rightfully so, Sher Azam will look to continue bowl his third over on the trot. He realizes that this is the right time to continue because they've picked up a wicket. They haven't really gotten runs on the board. And they might just try to target Sher Azam. And he's someone who's a genuine wicket taker. Especially with the new ball, he's very deceptive. It's been impressive. Balls with a lot of control. Very cool head on his shoulders. Sher Azam steaming in once again. Beautifully ball and nicely played by Mitchell Van Wyk. He looks very elegant and stylish. Mitchell Van Wyk, every time he's looking to play with a straighter bat, he's very tall. He's a big lad, Mitchell Van Wyk. And yeah, I've seen him. Every time he goes hard, he goes big. I think the officials, they should be ready with the box of balls because he can really make the ball disappear. He's a strong striker of the ball, is the captain Mitchell Van Wyk. So far, he's been so disciplined, Sher Azam Hashmi. You can see that he's not really allowing the batters to play those aggressive aerial shots. And that's what I keep on saying. I've mentioned this many times, that a fast bowler, his only job with the new ball is to keep things simple. Just ball it in the right areas, and you will see that the batters, they won't try to go after you. They will wait for a loose delivery. So why to bowl a loose delivery? Keep things simple and keep doing what you're doing. Just like that. Nicely bowled. Quick single. So this is where what happens, especially in the first 6 overs, if you're not really getting many runs on the board, you're always under pressure, because you know that you've been sent out for a purpose. Your job and role is defined, and that is to really give your team a blistering start. But what happens when a bowler, he's so precise and disciplined, he's not allowing you to free your arms. That's where you try to do something extraordinary, try to do something different out of the box. Yeah, now that is one prime example. Now that could have gone for a boundary because Sher Azam has bowled a loose delivery. But this is exactly what I'm stating. I'm trying to just make a point that you need to make a batter do something different. Make him try to create room for himself. Let him shuffle. Let him do something different. Because then what happens, he needs to construct and manufacture a shot. It's very difficult to just hit a shot from where he's standing at the moment, because the lengths are so precise. There you go, yet again, right onto the line of the stumps and respected by Darren Walters. So these are the little things I think, of course, over the time these youngsters will learn. It's a learning experience, and they've been mighty impressive. Of course, the man on the left as well, Aditya Shetty. What a fine tournament he's having, and what a breathtaking knock he played when he got to his 100. Nicely placed towards third man. It's going to be a long chase though. He does extremely well. Will only be a couple of runs to close out. Another good over by Sher Azam Hashmi. It's 31 for 1 after 5. So one thing they've ensured, Kelvin Cricket Club, is that they haven't lost many wickets. Just the 1 wicket of Midhun. Otherwise, they've been very smart in their approach. Yes, they don't have many runs on the board, but that could turn in a jiffy, because we know the 2 batters in the middle, they have the ability and the capability really to get quick runs, could turn the game. At the moment, the youngsters, they're doing a good job. There's a lot of energy and chirping out there in the center, and that's good to see. They're all charged up. They know that this is a big game for them. Can't afford to lose this contest, because otherwise it's going to be pretty much over. Yeah, that's much better by Razel Nadir. Just if you want to bowl short, maybe the variation can come into play. If ever so, he would have given pace to Darren Walters. We've already seen what he's done every time he's opted to bang in shot. To Darren Walters, he's been severe. He's someone who's very strong at the back foot, so Razel Nadir needs to realize and learn quickly. On the other end, Mitchell Van Wyk, we know that once he too gets his eye in the middle, he is someone that will give your team a quick 35-40. He's a very talented all-rounder and has been a very inspirational leader as well. Talking about Mitchell Van Wyk, I've seen him taking some very brave calls. a very intelligent captain overall. Inside edge, very lucky for Darren Walters. You can see even now the front foot is just planted onto the surface, just playing it from where he was. No real initial foot movement. Should to consider himself lucky. I've seen batters, they get out in this fashion when they chop the ball back onto the stumps. It's such a horrible feeling when the sound of the timber, the ball crashing onto the stumps after it gets the inside edge of your bat. Again. This time, I think he's going to get a boundary to his name. So, lucky and living a bit dangerously, Darren Walters needs to be careful. He just wanted to hit this way too hard, and again, Fraser Lather able to get an inside edge, but lucky escape for Darren Walters. 14 runner ball for him. Even if they're going to get a boundary or a maximum, still, Dial the Battery Gorilla 11 should believe that they've done a decent job in the power play, keeping the batters quiet. Last delivery of the power play. Excellent. Oh, bit of aggression by Razor Lather. Yeah, I love that. Power play done and dusted. It's 38 for 1. Yeah, this is a good move, and this is what we have been seeing in this tournament so far. He's one of their premier bowlers, Hasnain Hassan, and he's had a very impressive tournament so far. I really like this boy's attitude towards the game. You will see he will come in hard. He gives his 100%, really bends his back, gives it all, and that's what you need from your bowlers. And Hasnain Hassan is one of those cricketers who's got a very positive approach towards the game. So yeah, there he is. Will be bowling his heart out in this contest because this is a very big game for them. Not the ideal start though by Hasnain Hassan. Usually you see him is very disciplined, balls in those perfect areas. Hardly do we see him bowling any wides. But yeah, maybe just trying to bowl a bit too quick, which I don't believe is really required on this wicket. There's enough for the fast bowlers. Beautifully played. That is such a glorious stroke by the captain, and I'm sure he must have enjoyed this nice little cover drive. Look at this, perfect cover drive. Everything seems to be correct about this lovely shot he's played. The head position, the balance, the front foot coming right onto the line of the ball, and also going on up towards the ball, not overstriding. Beautifully done. And now steps down and crashes it, but straight to the fielder. So I think it's high time. The captain has decided, right, I need to get into the act, and I've already had a good look at this wicket. I've adapted to this surface. I've been short of runs, and we know that how capable a batter he is, the captain himself, Mitch Van Wyk, who has already shown a lot of promise in the field, of course, with his leadership qualities, but his services are required with the bat in his hand today. He's already gotten off to a good start. He's now, I think, just trying to up the ante. Yeah, just shadow practicing where exactly he wanted to hammer the ball. And also what's going to be interesting to see as to when does Abbas Davar gets introduced into the attack. Another fine bowler who's had such a great tournament. He's picked up wickets, he's been economical. And he's been someone who's been bowling under conditions where we've seen there's been plenty of dew. It's never all that easy when the ball is wet. But even then, Abbas is someone who's bowled with a lot of control. He's young, but at this age, he's shown such maturity. And I've seen him really trouble a lot of top batters. As I did mention, we do have quite a few UAE capped players as well in this tournament. Of course, this team, Gorilla 11, who can forget, they went on to beat Dubai Royals in their first encounter. What a absolute thriller that was. Yeah, this is really good stuff by Hasnain Hassan. Because as a medium pace bowler, whenever you don't start off well, especially you bowl a couple of wides, and on top of that, you're smashed for a boundary. So he gave 6 runs in the first delivery he bowled. And then look at the comeback he's made. So that's exactly what I was stating. Why is this man special on your screen? He too has a very swift and a smooth rhythmic run up. And there you go. He finishes off the over well, giving only 1 run. So far, they're doing well. Our Gorilla 11 is 47 for 1. Right then, I was just praising and mentioning on regards to Abbas Davar that how brilliant he's been throughout this tournament, and I really like the discipline he's shown. His lengths have been so precise. He's someone that who really would read the batter right till the end and then delivers. And look at this. I mean, I can't really recall a spinner turning the ball this much. It's a beautiful wicket for the batters. There's not much happening from as to what we have seen so far in this tournament, but in his very first over, Abbas Davar getting a lot of turn from the wicket, and that's all because Abbas Davar, he's someone who's not really shy and afraid to toss the ball up. He does flight the ball and also tries to bowl slightly fuller towards the batters. That just shows that he is having a very courageous and a fearless approach towards the game. This is smashed down the ground, but there is protection. There's one delivery that he hasn't bowled much, to be honest. And I did mention even in the last game where Abbas Davar, he was economical, but every time I see him, Abbas, he goes on to bowl the googlies. He's really troubled the batters, and most of the batters, they aren't really able to read his hand. They're not really sure what's coming next. I mean, if it's a 50-over game, I understand that you could be bowling just maybe one or couple of googlies, but it's a T20 game. It's a shorter format. You need to be relying on your deliveries where you pick up the wickets, and googlies is his armor, his special delivery, where he has picked quite a few wickets in this tournament. We'll keep the chat alive after this over. It's 50 for 1. I just have a gut feeling that something's got to give now. I mean, but Shilwan White, the captain, he's been out there for quite a long time. Lovely delivery. Yeah, I can now sense a bit of urgency coming in from the two batters, because they do realize that it's now time to make a move on. 50, we are already in the ninth over, so they just need one big over to get that run rate somewhere around 8 runs per over before they go and head towards the drinks break. But so far, it has been a dominant performance by the youngsters, keeping things very tight in the middle. Crashed. Made a cracking sound of the bat, but it hasn't really gone all that far. Just a single on offer. So I think we need to give a lot of credit to the captain as well. Azam Hashmi has been switched on. You can see the decisions he's been making. A captain who's impressed us thoroughly in this tournament by making some brave calls. Outside edge. Oh, brilliant bit of work behind the stumps. He's getting a lot of applause because that surely would have been a boundary, but look at the reflexes of the youngster. That is one advantage of being a youngster, isn't it? Beautifully done. Now he's keeping things so tight here. And there you go. That's exactly what I was mentioning. And coming back to my point when I did mention that when a bowler keeps things tight, that is where the batter will more often than not ensure he gives you respect. He won't really try to do anything silly. And so far in this innings, these boys have been so disciplined, especially with the lengths. Lengths have been very impressive. Now this is high up in the air. Keeper has called it, and he's taken a marvelous catch. Brilliant take. He had to backpedal, but he kept his eyes on the ball right till the end. But what a brilliant setup by Hasnain Hassan. He kept on bowling into good length areas and then just firing it. And look at this for a catch. He's done exceptionally well and didn't lose his balance to take one of the best catches we've seen in this tournament. It's 51 for the loss of 2. back after the drinks break, and so far it has been Diana Battery Gorilla 11 who are having an upper hand in this contest. So far you can see all the bowlers who have been introduced so far in this innings have done a decent job. Sher Azam, of course, bowling exceptionally well. Razel Nader started off well as well, and now you can see Hasnain given only one run and picked up a wicket. Oh, beautifully ball. That one charged in sharply, and it has really come in pretty late and deceived Talha. 51 for 2 after 9. So this is now going to get a little interesting as to how and I mean what is going to be the approach here by the captain Mitch Van Wyk. Well, it looks like he's in that kind of a mood this evening. He's struck this into the orbit and gets a much needed maximum. He's read the googly well, and Mitch goes long, he goes high, gets important 6 runs for his team. It's a good start to the over, and they need somebody now like Mitch to really go hard against Abbas. Oh, he's put down. That surely will sting, because when Mitch Van Wyk hits, you need to be extremely careful. But that was struck with some severe power. No real reaction time for Abbas Dawar. But yeah, will rather go down as a drop chance. Beautifully ball. That's a top class delivery. Perfect length. Getting assistance and turn of the wicket run. And I really like the pace he's working on with. He's ensured that he doesn't get predictable. You're not really sure what's coming next at you at which pace. Now this is much slower. So he's really making the batters guess and keeping them at the back foot. Not so against Mitch Van Wyk. He's been severe. 25 very useful runs by the captain. But surely they would want him to stay at least in the next 5 overs. Get those big runs for his team. Yeah, this is a good delivery. You can see that Mitch is waiting the ball to come in his arc, in his zone. And this is where Abbas, he's fired it away from his hitting zone. Thick outside edge. And very lucky. But it's a good little recovery by Abbas though. It's 59 for 2 after 10. Well, Tala is having a good little tournament. He has been amongst the runs, and he really needs to fire today, because this is a very big game for Kelvin Cricket Club. He goes downtown. Has he got a lot of bat on this one? You bet he has. It just took him 3 deliveries to announce his arrival. That was a clean hit down the ground. He's cleared his front leg, and that's a mighty hit. So it's a good start to the over. We did see even in the last over where Mitch Van Wyk, the captain, striking big on the very first ball against Abbas Dawar, and now we're seeing a replica in this over, but this time it's Talha getting into the act. So this is good news for Kelvin Cricket Club. The runs are coming from both the end. You wouldn't be wanting to leave too much to Bichwan Waik. I mean, he needs that much needed support from the new batter Talha, who's walked into a very important position, and also he's walked in a situation where there is a slight bit of pressure. And why do I say pressure? Because they don't have runs on the board. We've seen already what happened in the previous encounter. And I did say that even 180 is not going to be all that enough. They scored 163, King of Sultans, and it was chased down, I think, in 12 overs. Hamid Khan went absolutely berserk. 10 sixes to his name. Lovely delivery. Now, Hasnain Hassan is someone who can bowl these sharp bumpers because he does bowl quick. And on these kind of surfaces, he can afford to be bowling these sharp bumpers. The umpire calls it one for the over. So now he'll have to bowl fuller. Maybe surprise the batter with one end dipper. Fuller, straighter. There you go. Yeah, it was, but it was in the slot. He did the right thing, but the only problem was that he just couldn't get his length. He did try to bowl the Yorker. That was very smart thinking. But look at this. Margin of error is so minimal, and he's really used the crease well to his advantage. Also, Talha. And he played it as late as he could. He let the ball come to him. So it's a good little contest we're witnessing. And a good over for Kelvin Cricket Club. 10 runs already have been accumulated in the first 4 deliveries. Talha, we can see, I think he's been sent for a purpose, and the intent is pretty much clear. He's really looking to go hard. Abbas will enjoy bowling against Talha. Abbas is someone who really wants the batters to go hard at him. There's something about these spinners, I mean, especially the rest spinners, they really like when the batters, they go after you. Because if the batters, they decide to go in a shell and just look to pick up the singles and doubles, you won't get the much needed wickets for your team. End of over number 11 is 70 for 2. Playing a captain's knock at the moment is Mitch Van Wyk. Positive news, he's still out there. We know he's someone who can really convert this 25 into a big one this evening. Abbas Dhawar on the other end. He's not been able to pick a lot of wickets. He's been one of the most economical bowlers we've seen in this tournament by far. The only issue is that he's someone who doesn't look to pick up wickets. He's someone who always would want to just ensure he doesn't go for runs. Defensive approach. Yeah, I like this. Now, this is what I really like about Abbas. If he can just consistently try to force the batter to play a big shot, I think in the near future he will be able to pick up more wickets. Struck hard towards long on. There is protection. So you can now sense that the two batters in the middle, they are pretty much willing to make a move on. This is high up in the air. And he gets a maximum. So Talha is turning on the heat, and surely is enjoying this outing in the middle. Because Abbas is someone who's been very economical, but again, way too full. He needs to adjust his length ever so slightly. Just pull his length a little more back towards the good length area with the same pace. The problem is he's flighting the ball, and it's really landing in the areas where Talha wants. So the last 3 overs have been quite productive for Kelvin Cricket Club. Of course, if ever so they go on to surpass 170, 180, they're having a very quality bowling lineup. So we'll have a good game in our hands. Single to close out another useful over for Kelvin Cricket Club. It's 80 for 2. So they're on the move now. And this is exactly what they needed. Because in the mid stage, just after the 6 overs, there were a few quiet overs. Runs were difficult to come by. It's going to be Yahya Saeed, another spinner, being introduced into the attack, which I think Mitch Van Wyk, the captain, will fancy his chances against him. He's someone who's very strong against spinner. Oh, he wanted to send this into a different part of the country. That was a very good delivery by Yahya Saeed. Just firing it and away from his hitting zone. Smashes it towards the cow corner. Will only be a single. I don't really think it's going to be a problem for A-BATTERY Gorilla 11. I think they will be the happier bunch at the moment, Gorilla 11, after this performance. But this partnership is looking threatening now. Already growing in confidence. This is a great opportunity for Yahya Saeed also to clinch a few wickets for his team. And he's been introduced into the attack at a time where 2 batters are well settled. So this is more like a challenge for Yahya Saeed. Smashed away towards deep mid wicket. He's a brave cricketer, of course, Yahya Saeed. He will give his 100%. He will take up the challenge. He knows this is such an important game for his team. So he's someone who will be looking to bowl his heart out in this crunch encounter. Oh, could have been one-handed blinder. And that's not the first time we're seeing Mitch Van Wyk hitting it straight into the hands of the bowler. We already saw Abbas Dawar dropping a catch. And now Yahya Saeed. He did get his fingers onto it, but just could not cling onto it. Oh, bit of improvisation coming in from the captain, Mitch Van Wyk. That's a special shot. Oh, what have you done? And Yahya Saeed is not going to be happy, man, because it spoiled his figures. He gave just the 2 runs in the first 5 deliveries, and the last ball, it's gone for a boundary. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent improvisation by Mitch Van Wyk, the captain. He knows his presence is super important. Yeah, I think his knee just got stuck into the ground. It's 86 for 2. Well, I just have a gut feeling that something's got to give in this over. This just could be a big over, or I think Abbas Dawar will be picking up a wicket. Yeah, trying to smash this once again, but to no avail. No timing, no power behind the shot, and that's all because he's just trying to hit the ball way too hard. If ever so, he would try to time the ball, try to focus and hit it from the middle of his bat, the result will be different. Hits it towards the cow corner, only a single. So dealing in singles at the moment, you can really now sense that they're getting really desperate, the two batters out there. They know now it's high time, they need to get going. They have 8 wickets in hand. Now this is a big shot. It's gone for a maximum and a much needed one. And this is much more like it. Talha, he's realized that it's high time. We need to get these important runs. And Abbas, once again hitting it, bowling it, beg your pardon, in his favorite areas. Followed by a dot delivery. They need to get somewhere around 160, 170. 170 also is possible if ever so. These two stay at least for another 3 overs. Lovely delivery. That's a very good ball. That's been the problem. He hasn't been consistent when it comes to be bowling in the right lengths. He's mixing up his deliveries, but the problem has been every time he's bowled full, he's been dispatched. Cut away, and it's straight into the hands of Yahya. He takes a very good catch. And just at the last delivery, Abbas Dawar finally goes on to pick up a wicket. And he's done for the evening. It's 94 for 3 after 14. Well, he started off well. Yahya Said was unfortunate. The last delivery went for a boundary because of a misfield. And now all eyes on the captain, Mitch Van Wyk. He's the one who's well settled. He's the one who's already smashed a couple of biggies. So a lot is expected from the captain himself. Led his team extremely well, even in the last contest. But this is a big game. Run a ball 35 for Mitch Van Wyk. The captain needs to stay right till the end. But you can now see that Mitch, he's trying to shift gears and trying to take down Yahya Said. This could be out. Oh, what a catch. Brilliant take. And he's really timed his dive to perfection because that ball was dipping and dying at him. An excellent delivery by Yahya. Flighting, and what a catch. Jubilant are the youngsters. They know they're right back in the contest and they're having an upper hand. It's 96 for 4. What a dominant performance by Dial, a battery Gorilla 11. Of course, the captain winning the toss, wanted to bowl first, and the decision has certainly paid off in their favor. Now, this is going to be a very tough task for Kelvin Cricket Club to even get to 150. Reason being, you've got two new batters who haven't faced a delivery. Qasim just played one, took a single, but Umar Farooq new to the crease. So this is going to get even more tougher, and that stance suggests he's going to go hard and big. Quick single, direct hit required, and I think if ever so, it would have directly hit onto the stumps. That would have been a close call. They're all charged up. Dial, a battery Gorilla 11. They know they need to win this game to stay alive in this tournament, and also they would want to ensure they try to win this game by a big margin. That should be going in the back of the mind. We know that. Net run rate, that is going to play such a vital. Oh my word! That could have been by far the catch of not only the tournament, the season. If ever so, this would have got stuck into his hands. My oh my, what an effort. It's worth a look once again. Oh, brilliant. Very acrobatic, very athletic. These youngsters are here for some serious business. And as we speak, Umar Farooq gets a boundary. And also the 100 comes up. Again, he's given a boundary on his last delivery of the over. It's all happening. It's 103 for 4. Prithvi Rao, the new bowler into the attack, has had a very impressive tournament so far. And I think he'll really enjoy this outing to bowl at this stage of the game. Well, you've got two new batters who would be looking to go hard at you because they need runs on the board. So they don't have time whatsoever to get their eye in the middle. Very smart has been the captain Sher Azam with the rotation of his bowlers this evening. Yeah, they won't really mind these singles. They're allowing them to take the singles. They're coming from the 30-yard circle, from the cones we have towards the 30-yard circle. This is a big shot, and I think he's got from the middle of the bat half a dozen and a much required one. It's a clean strike, and that's what is needed. Prithvi Rao, the new bowler, I think this is the right approach they're having. They need to target someone because we've seen all the other bowlers, they've been right on the money. So they're going after Prithvi Rao. Punched away nicely. They should at least get 160. I don't know even if that score is going to be enough because we know the batting depth which this team possesses. I would really love to see Yahya Ali come up the order. I mean, oh, what an absolute ripper. A dream delivery for any spinner in the world, and have a look at the turn which he's gotten. That's spun miles. And look at the expression of Umar Farooq. He's absolutely shell-shocked as to what he's witnessed, because I think that was a bit too much for any batter in the world. Brilliant by Prithvi Rao. It's 112 for the loss of 5. But they're falling apart now, Kelvin Cricket Club. And if ever so, you've just switched on your TVs and you're looking at the score. If ever so, you're a Kelvin Cricket Club fan, it's not good news because they've lost 5 wickets in a span of 16 overs already. Excellent comeback by Prithvi Rao. 112 for 5. Yeah, will continue. Rightfully so, he's done well. Of course, he's picked up an important wicket at a stage where the batters will go after you hard. But so far, this team has been yet again mighty impressive in the field. Of course, we've seen quite a few close attempts. This is a big shot, and what a catch once again. And you can't really keep that man out of the game, can you, for long? Qasim, I thought he's got some bat on this one, but look at the calmness and composure he's shown in the deep. Excellent by Yahya. They're now tumbling our Kelvin Cricket Club. It's 112 for 6. No shot. A new batter will have absolutely no time whatsoever to get his eye in the middle. He'll need to get on with the business. Look to get those big maximums, which has been a challenge for most of the batters we've seen. So now another 2 new batters. Sami, of course, we'll see him with the ball later on. Oh, he's a big unit, isn't he, Sami? I need to ask him, how tall is he? And he can seriously pack a punch, but he's found the fielder. Oh, he's put it down. That really should have been taken. Could have been easily the 3rd wicket for Yahya Saeed. But yeah, good to see Yahya Saeed. He's not complaining. He's rather praising his partner. This is brilliant scenes out there. Usually we see bowlers, they tend to get a little frustrated and ask their partner, what's going on, mate? I expect a better effort than you. You've just costed me a wicket. But Yahya Saeed, he applauded and said, very good effort, mate. This is what I really love about this team. It's not only just the cricket, how well they've played the game of cricket, but it's just the spirit that they've shown in this tournament really speaks volumes. So far, so good. Picked up a wicket, would want to finish strong. Oh my word, that is really dispatched for a biggie. And Sami is someone you wouldn't want to give a lot of chances because he can seriously pack a punch. He's a powerful bloke. I don't know, he's 6'4", 6'5". We'll continue the chat alive. We'll continue the chat after this. Oh, it's 121 for 6. Can Sami provide the much needed impetus into this innings? We know he's a strong striker of the cricket ball, but it's not going to be all that easy because the spinners have made life very tough for any batter who's walked in this evening. Knocked him over. Beautifully balled. You can see the flight he's offered. He's really enticed Nosha to play a big shot. And the ball never really arrived to him. He had to wait, and then deceived him completely with a lovely loopy delivery to get him his second wicket. It's 121 for 7. This has been such a dominant performance from the start of this game. Of course, the first 6 overs, they weren't able to pick up wickets, but they made sure they don't go for runs. It was... now this is high up in the air. Could be a chance. And just at the last minute of a second, bailing out. So yeah, the 2 attacking bowlers, Sher Azam, Razel did exceptionally well. Then Hasnain came in, kept things relatively tight. A past hour, economical, did pick up a wicket in his last over. And now Yahya and Prithvi doing a fine job for their team. Usually you don't really see spinners ball at this stage of the game, but Sher Azam realizing that it has worked in his favour, so is not being monotonous and doesn't want to really get the fast bowlers at a stage where the spinners are doing exceptionally well. I mean, why would you want to change the 2 bowlers who are doing a fine job for the team? And also now the tail is in, so there's not much element of risk involved. Sami on the other end, he can really strike the ball hard. Just like that. As I said, he's a very powerful striker of the ball. And Prithvi Rao bowled it way too short. And that's been absolutely clubbed towards the deep mid wicket. That's a biggie. And half a dozen for Sami. Now he hasn't really gotten it from the middle of the bat. That was a thick top edge, but will come back for a couple of more runs. These are handy runs. Yeah, at least they should try to get to 150. Give something to the bowlers to bowl at. You've got the likes of Sami. Yep. We'll discuss after this over. It's 131 for 7. Yeah, this is a smart move. Sher Azam knows that he has 1 more over, so he's bowling the penultimate over. Last over was a bit expensive, so he's not taking any unnecessary chances. Where he knows he's got 1, or in fact, yeah, he does have 1 more over. So it's the right time for the captain to reintroduce himself. Starts off well with the dot delivery. it's not only he's been impressive with the new ball, he's someone who's very smart also every time he comes into ball with the old ball. We've already spoken and discussed as to the control he possesses with the new ball, swings the ball late. The lines were immaculate this evening. And now here he is. Needs to finish off well for his team. It's been pulled away. Did get a hand onto it. Hasnain does well. So single isn't going to be a problem. On the other end, I believe Tyler Battery Gorilla 11 would want to ensure they restrict the opponents below 150. It's still possible because they've already gotten 7 wickets and not much batting left. You've just got the 2 tail end batters. Smashes it really hard down the ground. But unfortunately, he's found the fielder straight to the man towards long off. Only a single. But yeah, once again, a very impressive little performance. Their bowling has never let them down. And also, of course, good to see Aditya Shetty. He's gotten into an excellent form. Brazel Nader, he's someone who's been consistently getting those important runs every time the team requires him to do so. Perfect. He's nailing those Yorkers. And the good news for Kelvin Cricket Club is there's no dew. There's no dew whatsoever. Mr. Dew is resting today. So that's something to cherish about for Kelvin Cricket Club, because they do have the firepower in their bowling lineup, no doubt. Oh, how did this miss the stumps? Now that is the question, but he's nicked this, so he'll have to go. That was such an exciting delivery. And in fact, oh, he's knocked him over. I need to get my eyes tested. And yeah, just dislodging the right bail, and he's cleaned him up. That was a brilliant delivery by Sher Azam. You could see he took all the pace off, and he completely deceived him by that excellent variation, getting another wicket to his name. It's 135 for 8. Number 10 batter walks in, Prakash. He'll have a big job in his hands when he comes on to bowl in the next innings. Sher Azam, look at those figures. Really something to cherish and be proud of. Last delivery. Excellent. This is a terrific bowling performance by the captain himself, Sher Azam. 135 for 8. Well, he's used his bowling options pretty wisely, Sher Azam. So he knew he had one more over of Hasnain, and rightfully so. No surprises. It has to be Hasnain to bowl the last over. But on the first delivery, he's been dismissed for a boundary. That was a juicy full toss. And thank you, Said Rahman. And also, luckily, that wasn't above the waist. Could have been a no ball as well. So that would have been a horrible start for Hasnain Hassan. Even talking about him, look at his figures. He's done well. 25, picked up a wicket, and he's got a great opportunity to really bag in another 2 wickets because he's bowling the tail. Thick outside edge. Very unfortunate. He's now throwing the kitchen sink at his Rahman Zafar. He knows that he needs to just go hard on everything which is coming to his way. But very unlucky for Hasnain. So it's a good start to this over. Already 8 runs in the first 2 deliveries. Oh, very, very close to the off stump. Hasnain was on the verge of picking up his 2nd wicket. But yeah, this is a brilliant performance. I'm not too sure if this score is going to be enough. They're not done yet. There's still 3 more deliveries to go. But even if they get 155, I don't really think that's enough on this wicket. We saw how easily how easily 163 was chased down this afternoon in the first game we had, where Dubai Royals, they were absolutely brilliant against the fast bowlers, the spinners. Hamid Khan went berserk. Raunak Panoli, good to see him getting back in form. Got to a good start. So yeah, that is one team to watch out for. Of course, their next game is going to be a big one against GSK Properties. That's going to be a high-octane game. Clash of the 2 heavyweights, I would put it this way. 2 very important deliveries for Kelvin Cricket Club. Can they get a boundary? They're going for the signal. Oh, I think if ever so, he would have hit the stumps directly. Rahman would have been a goner. But he's done the right thing, because you would want Rahman Zafar to be on the strike. And obviously it's the last over, just the last 2 deliveries. So they had to take this chance. And luckily, keeper missing it. Last delivery of the innings. Up in the air, could be a wicket for Hasnain. Oh, unlucky. And he's just asking his teammate as to why didn't you really attempt to take the catch. But then, yeah, I think he's right. I completely back Hasnain Hassan. That could have been an easy catch, but I think maybe just he just lost the ball in the air. Right then. Excellent bowling performance. You can see the captain is the top scorer for this contest. 35 for him. Midhun started off with a lot of promise, but then Darren Walters too, getting out a bit too early. Talha, he was having a good strike rate. He struck 3 maximums, but his wicket after he went, none of the batters could really get going, and 146 is all they've scored. Yeah, very impressive. Prithvi Rao is expensive, but he did go on to pick up 2 wickets. Yahya Said surprise package, 2 wickets for him as well. Abbas Dawar yet again economical. And of course talking about Reza Nadir, yeah, not the best of outings. And Hasnain Hassan, impressive figures for him too, picked up 1 wicket. Pick of the bowlers, the captain himself, Sher Azam Hashmi, look at that, 4 overs, 15 dot deliveries, 17 runs, with 2 wickets with the economy of 4.25. Absolutely brilliant. Only 4 extras is what they've given. Shows the discipline they've shown in this contest. Right then, we are going to dive into a short little break, and once we are back, we will be all set for a fascinating run chase. Stay tuned. First innings done and dusted, and what a brilliant performance this has been by the youngsters. They know that this was such an important game for them to really stay alive in the contest. 146 is all they've scored, Kelvin Cricket Club. It was a good little start, mind you. Midhun and Mitchell Van Wyk, the captain himself, did get off to a good little start for their team, but then I think we need to really praise the bowlers of Gorilla 11. Of course, the captain himself with the economy of only 4.2. Incredible performance, of course. Hasnain Hassan was equal to the task. Abbas Davar, no surprises yet again, rising to the occasion. Yahya Saeed was a surprise package, and Prithvi Rao is someone who consistently goes on to pick up wickets for his team. So, yeah, that's what we had for our viewers if we talk about on regards to their bowling. Now, all eyes on the two openers, the Centurion in this tournament, Aditya Shetty. What a fine talent he's been, and he's been really been scoring runs consistently in every single game. Here he is now facing the likes of Rahman Zafar. Oh, very lucky for Aditya. Could have easily gone back onto the stumps, but nonetheless he will come back for a couple of runs. I wanted to punch it towards the offside. He's someone who's very strong at the back foot. I've seen him every time the bowlers they try to bang in short. He's such a God-gifted cricketer that he gets into excellent positions way too early. Someone who's so strong at the back foot. No slips in position, which is quite surprising. You need to go all out. You need to have an aggressive approach and a mindset. At least for the first 2 overs, have a slip in place, have a short cover. It just plays the psychological factor in the batter's mind that they know, okay, they're really coming hard at us. They're really going for the kill. It's a tight field setup, but yeah, they do have an extra cover. I can see they do have one extra cover, but apart from that, the 2 fielders, the third man, deep square leg. What a shot by Aditya Shetty. That is an extraordinary stroke. He smoked this out of the park. It's gone for a boundary, but what a tremendous shot this was. Really deserved to go for a maximum. Such a treat to watch. Aditya Shetty, timing was exquisite. Rahman Zafar, he needs to understand Aditya Shetty is someone you cannot bowl short to him. No protection towards the offside. All the fielders are in the circle. It's a 5-4 field setup. They've got 5 fielders on the offside. Quick single. And 4 on the leg side. Fine leg, a deep square, short mid and a mid on. Maybe they can just afford to remove the short mid and have another fielder towards the offside. Maybe have a slip in position. Rahman Zafar, the approach which he's having so far, you can see he's been on the shorter side. I mean, when you know you don't really have the runs on the board, you always would want to go for the kill and try to pick up wickets. And how do you get those? You need to ensure you target the stumps, try to be a little fuller. I know there's an element of risk, but you need to take your chances. Just like that. That was a very good delivery. The keeper is appealing for for what? Rahman Zafar bowled a good delivery. That was a good little forward defense by Thomas Mariadison, another very impressive opener. I remember he played such a vital role, of course, in the first game, but then just losing track. But this is a new opportunity, a new game. He should look to get runs for his team. Nicely done. Good composure, very good balance. Good start overall by Dial Battery Gorilla 11. It's 8 for no loss. A very watchful start by Gorilla 11. They know that they're not really chasing a big target, so they can afford to really get their eye in the middle. Oh, that's a horrid delivery, and Thomas Maridison, I think he's really let this one go. Yeah, but on the other end, I think Aditya Shetty, what a fine cricketer he is. Pure class, the composure he's shown, the elegance he's displayed throughout the competition. And every time this man, Aditya, he comes on to walk to the crease, he looks very competitive and somebody who's a proper stroke maker. Oh, that is again not the best of delivery. So Mohammad Qasim struggling to really land the ball in the right areas. So yeah, I mean the consistency he's shown, the brilliance, he's someone who just turns the game. Those pressure situations they have at times, I think he's a very inspirational batter is Aditya. That's a glorious stroke. Very smart approach by Thomas. Realizing that it was far away from him. So what he did is just open the face of the bat. Very smart. Gets a boundary to his name. They're up and running. The match is pretty much in control, in their grasp at the moment. Required run rate, no problems whatsoever. Aditya Shetty will look to go hard and big against the bowlers, and that's something which you wouldn't want as a Kelvin Cricket Club fan. Nicely bowled, full and straight. They're asking the question, but rather an optimistic appeal. Thomas Addison, another batter who does give a lot of value to his wicket. I think he was a bit unlucky in the last contest, but today he looks in control. He knows how much they're chasing. They don't really need to go all out against the bowlers. All they have to do is just stay in the middle. That's it. They should be able to chase this down till the 15th or 16th over, because it's such a good wicket to bat on. I don't think it's going to do much. As the evening has progressed, I think it will become much more easier for the batters. And on the other end, Aditya Shetty is someone who will really go hard at the bowlers. So you do expect runs to come thick and fast. They've already gotten 14. But if ever so they get off to a fiery start in the first 6 overs, then it's going to be quite difficult for the men in blue to get back into the contest at any stage of the game. Lovely delivery. Slow one by Aditya Shetty, reading his hand way too early and knew what's coming. So nicely defending it. Yeah, he's a man who's in top form. Very elegant stroke maker. He's someone who can really take the bowling apart if ever so the situation demands. Otherwise, you will see those stylish cover drives, those nice backfoot punches. That's an extraordinary stroke yet again. A poor delivery by Mohammad Qasim. It was meant to be hit, and he has dispatched this for a huge maximum to close out the second over. It's 20 for no loss. Perfect start for Gorilla 11, already 20 on the board. That one came in sharply, but no real damage done. Looking to come back for the second and denied by Aditya Shetty. That was a good delivery. But as a bowler, you need to be really smart in your approach, because when you're aware that you're not really having many runs on the board to work with, you're defending a modest total, the approach has to be aggressive. And you should be looking to pick up wickets rather than defending runs. Defending on this kind of a wicket against such batting lineup, I don't really think it's going to be the best of ideas. If ever so, they're thinking of any sorts. Now that has been nicely punched towards long on. It's going to be a long chase. Does well, but these two are lightning quick between the wickets and surely will come back for the third. Excellent running. Yeah, that is better now. The last delivery, I know he's taken 3 runs, but at least the intent is there to pick up wickets. It's really difficult to defend these kind of totals on such tracks where there's not much happening out there. Especially as the evening has progressed, you can see that it's getting much better. It's coming onto the bat so nicely. So these two batters, they've got no pressure whatsoever. Aditya Shetty, let's just forget about him. He can do what he's doing because whatever he's doing in this tournament has worked in his favor. He's such a fine talent, Aditya Shetty. He's already gotten 100 to his name. What a phenomenal tournament he's having. And on the other end, Thomas. Now, Thomas, his role is very simple. He needs to stay right till the end. He can enjoy his batting, get to a personal milestone, get a 50 to his name, because he too adds a lot of value. Now look at that cracking stroke by Thomas Madison. He is such a classy batter. Every time he looks to play along the carpet, looks so stylish. Everything seemed to be correct about the shot. And surely he's enjoyed a nice little cover drive. Beautiful stroke play. Pure elegance by Thomas Madison. This is high up in the air. Could be soft dismissal. Oh, what have you done, Thomas? He needs to ask this question to himself as to, was this required? He could have let this one go alone. It wasn't a delivery where he had to play this kind of a shot, and Rahman Zafar strikes. Yeah, the coach surely would be having a word or two with the youngster. He's thrown away his wicket. It's 28 for 1. One for the over called by the umpire. He's already picked up a wicket. Rahman Zafar. Thomas, after getting a good start, just losing patience and giving away his wicket. In comes the man in form, Razel Nadir, of course, with the ball, with the bat. He's been an absolute live wire in the field. He's having an excellent tournament so far. Razel Nadir, here he is. He's come out to a situation where there's no pressure whatsoever. Oh, they're asking the question. But it's a good over end of the day by Rahman Zafar. It's 28 for 1. Mohammad Qasim was a little expensive in his first over, gave 12 runs. Well, they're off to a good start here, the A-Battery Gorilla 11. I would really want to see one of their batters. We will discuss after this delivery. Sami's the new bowler. He did get quite a few runs in the latter part of the innings. The problem was he too was losing partners at the other end. They don't have many runs on the board, so they need to ensure they pick up another couple of wickets in the power play. They need at least 3 wickets in the power play. Otherwise, I think they will just cruise along and get over the line. Pulled away very nicely. It's gone towards the boundary. And Sami needs to realize you cannot be bowling short to Aditya Shetty. Beautifully timed, and it's once again he's found the gap to perfection. No protection out there. That's 4 runs. So he's ensuring he doesn't allow Sami to settle in. That's one way to really apply pressure on the bowler, rather the new bowler. Pulled away. That's once again beautifully played by Aditya Shetty. And the ball screams across the outfield. So back-to-back boundaries. And with that kind of a pace, I don't think so it's going to be a problem for Aditya Shetty. He's someone who's got the ability to read the trajectory and the length so early and gets into excellent positions as well. It just looks like the way he bats, he's got all the time in the world. Oh, that was all about timing. Well, this could have been a catch, but he's made a mess of it. Yeah, not using much power. He rather just looked to time it. There was a fielder down there, and yeah, should have been taken. In the end, it just made a mess of it. That could have been a big blow. If ever so, you could have gotten the Centurion Aditya Shetty back into the Hutch in the power play. And now sensibly takes a single to get off strike. This is a very smart approach. Aditya Shetty, I believe he does not have a great chance to get to his 50 first, and then of course think about getting another 100 to his name. You never know. Aditya Shetty is someone that can really get you those couple of big overs. There's another on the other end who's just walked in the middle. Will have all the time in the world to get used to this surface. Expensive over so far by Sami. He's been all over the place. He's been spraying the ball over. There's been a lack of consistency if you talk about the bowling of Kelvin Cricket Club. Yeah, I'm aware that they're not really defending a big target, but then again, you need to put up a fight. You can already see the shoulders are being dropped. Nice, a bit of a silk touch by Reza Nadir. Just using the pace and beautifully guiding it. Knew where the fielder is, and look at that. He's just threaded it through like a needle and gets about it to close out. The over is 46 for 1. It's a perfect start for Gorilla 11. They do have the runs on the board. Yes, they have lost Thomas, who did show a lot of promise. But Aditya Shetty, he's getting those important runs early on in the power play. Watchfully played. Straight away there's a call of 2. Never a 2 there, only a single. Razel Nadir on the other end. He's someone who really gives a lot of value to his wicket. Razel will take his time in the middle, and rightfully so. They know how much they're chasing. Only 100 required, and they've got ample time to achieve this. Required run rate is pretty much in their control. This is where they can just enjoy their outing. That should be the motive. That should be the purpose. Because if they stay out there, they will be able to chase this easily. What a shot. Nice drive, showing the full face of the bat. High elbow. The technique has been impeccable if you talk about the batters of Dial a Battery Gorilla 11. Shows the hard work they've put in before they have come into this tournament, rubbing shoulders with some of the UAE national player, UAE cap players, beg your pardon, and of course, that's another exquisite shot, but the ball won't have enough legs, and they're coming back for the third. Oh, in fact, this is going to be a run out. Surely, what have you done? Not too sure if this was even required. I mean, they were batting so beautifully, and they've thrown away a wicket. That's really not required. You can see both the batters, they're not really happy for what has happened in the middle. But it will be Razel Nadir. Unfortunately, he'll have to go back. It's a sorry departure for the youngster. It's 48 for 2. So they've literally gifted a couple of wickets. First, Thomas trying to play rather manufacture a shot, getting caught, and now a suicidal run out. There was a bit of a mix-up between the two, and here comes Omar Badami, another stylish right-handed cricketer who's walked in at a situation where I believe he should just enjoy this little phase as well, because they know that the runs which they need, it's not much. 98, make that 97 after the wide he's bowled. All they have to do is just get their basics right. Just bat through the overs. It's a really good wicket for batting. And these cricketers, they're very sensible in their approach. They're batters who really like to play along the carpet. What's a lovely stroke by Aditya Shetty. And every time the bowlers, they look to bowl away from his area, away from Aditya, how quickly he latches onto the ball. And brilliantly done. Excellent flow of the bat. He's got very fast hands. Tremendous striking by Aditya Shetty. He's now inching closer to his half century. Not sure if we're going to see another over for Rahman Zafar. I think it's high time they need to bring spin into equation, because fast bowling isn't really working in their favor. Will only be a single. So yeah, they've already gotten the runs on the board. This is what was required. Yes, they have lost 2 wickets, but the plus point is that they really bat deep, is Dial a Battery Gorilla 11. So no real fuss. They should believe they are in a comfortable situation at the moment to go on to clinch victory. On the other end, I think they need a couple of wickets, and there will be some panic in the camp. Dot to close out the 5th over is 55 for 2. So far, things are under control for Gorilla 11. 55, that's a really good score when you're chasing a modest total. Sami on the other end was extremely expensive in his first over. 18 runs were looted in his first over. In the air, and brilliant work by the captain himself. Well, surely he's saved picked up 3 runs because they've taken a single, but excellent effort by the captain himself, who I believe was quite impressive also in the first innings, did get those important runs, but just when they needed him to make a move, shift gears, that's the time when he got out. Yeah, not the most elegant of strokes. You can see even now his front foot is still planted where he started play the shot. So this is where I think Amar Badami needs to be a little busy at the crease. You don't want to be playing it away from your body, just throwing the bat onto the ball. He's a much better batter, Amar Badami. I've seen this young boy from the last couple of years, and he's really worked hard into developing his skill set. Outside edge and taken! Well, again, you can see the front foot just getting planted into the surface, and more like a stand and deliver from Amar Badami, and that was a thick outside edge. So Kelvin Cricket Club, they've bagged in 3 wickets, and that's exactly what they needed. This match certainly is on. 56 for 3. So after such a good start, they're now finding themselves 3 down, and we are still in the power play. The fight is on by the men in blue. Oh, asking the question, they heard something. They seem to be pretty animated. Not so the umpire, who's called this a wide. But look at them go. They've felt that they've heard something. Was down the leg side. I'm not sure. It was a loud appeal, but the umpire thought otherwise and has given us a wide. So a bit of a scare for Ishan Nair. Another classy right-handed stroke maker. You would want somebody like Ishan Nair at this point of the game. You wouldn't want a hard hitter to come in and try to play those big shots. You would want somebody who's technically very correct and would just ensure who stays and stitches up a partnership. Aditya Shetty, he can just carry on the way he's batting because he is a man in form. He's in sublime touch. Ishan Nair's role at the moment has to be to just stay out there in the middle. Period. Even though if he goes on to play a few dot deliveries, that's completely okay because of a couple of factors. 1, they're not really chasing a big target, and 2, they've already gotten a good start, and 3, they've lost 3 wickets early. So all he has to do is be calm, be composed, show maturity in the center, and play a sensible knock for his team. There's no need for any rash and big shots. There you go, perfect. It's a good delivery. Sami is doing exceptionally well, but I like this approach from Ishan Nair. Take your time. He's someone who can really accelerate if ever so there is a demand of the situation, but so far there's no real requirement to cut loose or look to play big. He pulls it away, but straight to the fielder. What a tremendous comeback by Sami, and what an eventful power play have we witnessed? It's 58 for 3 after 6. Now, Mithun Sudhakar, he's someone who's played a lot of cricket in this part of the region. He's played quite a few matches here in the Tolerance Oval, so he knows this wicket left, right, and center. He would be knowing the tricks and the trades. He's someone who's got excellent variations. Watch out for the cutters. This could be an exciting period of play. Good pick up and good bit of running between the two. They're getting a lot of applause and support from the dugout. They're aware that it's such an important game for them. Dial a battery Gorilla 11. They can't afford to lose this game. And so the same goes for Kelvin Cricket Club. If whichever team goes on to lose this game, I think it's pretty much done and dusted. Their journey is going to be over today itself. So much is at stake. And both teams are fighting it out. And they would be thinking if ever so, they could have gotten to 175, 180. Then it would have been a really tough task. Yeah, good to see the captain getting involved. He's constantly in conversation with his bowlers, giving that much needed support. Good to see Mithun. He's having a wry smile on his face. He's enjoying this little outing out there. And as we speak, I think they've just asked for a helmet, which will mean that the keeper will be coming onto the stumps. So that will negate and will not allow Aditya Shetty to use his feet. I really like this approach. This is what I call aggressive intentions. They realize that they've gotten 3 wickets. This is the only chance now they have to really bounce back in this contest. Because one big over, and you will see again the match will shift heavily into the favor of Gorilla 11. It's still in their favor. Yes, they have lost 3 wickets, but what they've done, they've gotten runs on the board. And that's all because of Aditya Shetty yet again. 39 for him and just 19 deliveries. So continuing from where he left off in the last match. But there's one thing it will be playing in their mind. If we talk about the bowlers of Kelvin Cricket Club. What if they go on to pick Aditya Shetty at this stage of the game? I can promise you there will be a lot of tension in the dugout. And there will be a few worried faces. So a lot is now dependent on Aditya Shetty. He's someone who won't really take any kind of pressure, that is for sure. He's a very brave and a mature cricketer. He never shies away from any kind of challenge and competition. So he will come hard at you. That's for certain. Yeah, what should have been only a single has converted into a couple of runs. Very interesting passage of play, I would say. We're just into the 7th over, but it's delicately poised. I know that they only need 83 runs, but I'm telling you, we've seen funny things happen. They just need to make sure they don't lose wickets. They've lost 3 wickets. What a shot that is, but nicely done. Excellent bit of fielding. They're asking the question. I think he's made it. Oh, careful, careful. You don't want Aditya Shetty to be getting injured. Yeah, of course, it was not intentional. Straight away, he's gone and apologized to Aditya Shetty. Both of them, of course, were ball watching. So good to see he's on his feet. Aditya Shetty, of course, he's a strong man as well. He's a strong lad. There's no second doubt about that. A warrior, a fighter. He's still out there. And he knows the value of his wicket. He knows it has to be him to take his team right down till the end. As we speak, in the end, it's turned out to be an excellent over by Midhun Sudhakar. This match is on, 65 for 3. Sami will continue. I think it's the right move. There's no point really to hold him back. You would want wickets right now. And they know that he is one of their main bowlers. So this is the time where you would want to utilize him and use him to his full potential. On the other end, Ishan Nair and Aditya, both of them need to be smart now. They need to be sensible. They should know that the match could shift in the favor of the opponents if they lose a wicket or two, because that's where we will see a lot of dot deliveries. And they've got, they do have quite a few batters, of course, left. But why would you want the opponents to get into the contest when you're not really chasing a big score? And there's not much happening in the wicket. It's going to be very interesting to see as to when the spinners they come, because we did see some turn and purchase for Abbas Dawar. Prithvi was bowling exceptionally well on the surface. Every time he looked to bowl, slow bowl it. A little slower through the air. We did see that he did get purchase off this track. And also the positive news for the men in blue is we don't see any towels out there because there is no dew as of such. That's one positive news. Again, yes and no in the middle. Aditya, he was ball watching, yeah, surely. And Ishan Nair wanted to come for the single. I think they need to be very careful. Already Razel and Aditya were involved in a run out. Nicely played. So calm and composed is Aditya Shetty, and also the way he bats, technically very correct. Really waits for the ball, and then that slight bit of trigger movement before he plays a shot. Head is very still, doesn't fall over. Body very pretty much aligned when it comes onto the line of the ball. Another dot delivery. So boundaries are difficult to come by. I did mention that yes, they can afford to play a few dot deliveries, but they need to ensure that they at least get 5 to 6 singles every over. Not let that run rate creep up to 8 runs per over. Then when you lose a wicket, it becomes a little tricky. End of over number 8, it's 70 for 3. Yeah, that is exactly what we were discussing as to when do we see spin being introduced into the attack. And here you go. Omar Farooq to be bowling the 9th over. Let's see what he has to offer. If ever so, he's going to get any spin on offer. If ever so there was due, then the story would have been different. Of course, it becomes so difficult to grip the ball. You don't really see the ball turning much. But looking at the current conditions, we do expect the spinners to get some sort of turn. They're coming back for the second. No, rightfully so. Denied by Aditya Shetty. Still, the match is pretty much in control towards Gorilla 11. Oh, could have been a one-handed blinder of a catch. And these are the little moments where you would want it to go your way. He's coming around the wicket, trying to create an angle. So forget about the LBW. That's a big shot, and he's cleared it with utmost ease. Aditya Shetty, he's had enough. He realizes that we should not be letting the opponents get back into the contest at any stage of the game. There were a few quiet overs, but now he's decided if it's in his zone, it's high time to go big. Just 3 runs shy to be getting his another well-deserved half century. Pushed away will only be a single, so it's turned out to be a very handy over. And this is exactly, I did mention early on that all they need is one good over. Look at this now. It's a runner ball. 67 is 67. So the presence is what is required. They just need to stay in the middle. And as we speak, he has slammed this down the ground. Ishan Nair. He's surely not listening to us. He said, if it's in my zone, that's my favorite area. I'm going to go downtown. What a terrific shot to close out the over. It's 84 for 3 after 9. Useful and a productive over for Gorilla 11. The last over was quite expensive. He bowled way too full to Aditya and Ishan Nair. What a tremendous shot that was to close out the over. And these two batters are doing a very sensible job at the moment. They know that if ever so they throw away the wicket, you're going to have a new batter at the crease. I would really love to see Yahya Ali come into bat. I know it's really not the right time to come and bat. This is not going to be his role where they only need 62 and 65. I mean, that man, he's been making a lot of name for himself. Yahya Ali, who can forget his heroics in the first game against Dubai Royals? Incredible. That man was unbelievable. And the way he struck those sixes, that too against somebody like Zishan Nasir, a bowler who's played a lot of franchise cricket in the ILT20. He was there. His pace was recorded at somewhere around 140, 142 kilometers. And he just made a mockery of him, really. I can't just get over that innings of Yahya Ali. He was unstoppable. The match was over. It was done and dusted. 36 was needed in the last 12 overs. That is when the local Andre Russell Watson, and as we speak, Ishan Nair has given a simple catch to Midhun. Yeah, I think he was deceived because of the variation. Yeah, that ball did hold up. But what a catch by Midhun. So another wicket goes down. Still they need runner ball. It's 85 for 4. So just before the drinks break, Ishan Nair, he's been caught in bowl by Midhun Sudhakar. He's been very deceptive through the air. He's someone who's a bowler who's very unpredictable, somebody who relies more onto his variations. Of course, he's a gentle, medium military pace bowler. He bowls somewhere around maybe 105, 110k. But you need such kind of bowlers in your team who are always making the batters guess as to what is coming next. Prithvi Rao, the new batter, makes his way in the centre. Prithvi Rao did have a great outing, of course, and there's a spring in the stride now. There's a lot of chirping going out there because Kelvin Cricket Club, they believe they do now have a good chance to bag in another wicket or two. Oh, he's knocked him over! What on earth is going out there? And it is Midhun Sudhakar. He's gotten his team right back into the contest. What a terrific delivery. It was more like a leg spin delivery by Midhun. And that is a terrific delivery. Prithvi is absolutely stunned. And stunned are the youngsters of Dial Battery Gorilla 11 because Midhun has gotten his team right back in this contest. This match is on. 85 for 5. Right then, it just looks like that somebody was listening and my wish has come true. Here he is. The hero in the first game, Yahya Ali, is out there. And I think once again, they need his services. Well, he's still out there, Aditya Shetty. One run away to get his half century. Still, I believe that they shouldn't be taking any pressure, really. I mean, all they need is almost run a ball. They can just focus and try to play out all the overs. Try to think that we need to go right down till the end. And they should be able to chase it in the 17th, 18th over. This has been one of the concerns. They've bowled so many extras, the men in blue. I'll just have a quick check as to how many extras have we seen so far. But yeah, the new man on the non-strikers end, he's been making a lot of name for himself. He was all over social media when he went berserk and went on to win the game for his team. He's such a powerhouse, a powerful batter whose big hitting ability can change the course of a game in just a few deliveries. That's how dangerous he is. Nicely punched. Gets a single. In fact, they might just consider to come back for the second. No, turned down. But what a terrific knock yet again under pressure. Aditya Shetty, he's risen to the occasion, gets to a well-deserved half century. He's not celebrating because he knows the job is half done. He wants to take his team over the line. But yeah, hats off to this young boy getting his team another valuable 50. Yahya Ali on strike for the very first time this evening. Nicely done. Beautifully bowled and equally well played by Yahya Ali. He's a powerful bloke, isn't he, Yahya Ali? I think his strength, the confidence which he possesses and the knack of clearing the boundaries makes him such a threat for any kind of bowling attack. Yeah, I'm going to say that, for any kind of bowling attack. Because he can smash somebody who bowls at 140 clicks. So he's a dangerous batter, is Yahya Ali. Beautifully bowled. He wasn't too sure, Yahya Ali, whether to go onto the line or whether to leave it. But in the end, you could see that he got caught in two minds. So this could be a big moment in the game. I don't think so. Yahya Ali is someone who's going to be holding himself back for a long time. You will see him explode anytime soon. And the men in blue wouldn't mind this. They would want him to take chances. But this is turning out to be a great little comeback. Because if Aditya and Yahya decide, right, let's just stay in the middle, try to go until the 18th, 19th over, they will chase down this easily. 16:56, not a problem whatsoever on this wicket for these two especially. Because if they stay in the middle, it will frustrate the bowlers because they're not getting wickets, and that is what they're after now. Wickets. Oh, perfect Yorker. Yahya Ali, I think he's done well to dig this one out. Otherwise, if ever so, he would have missed it. It would have crashed onto the stumps, or even if it would have hit on his foot, this would have been dead straight plumb in front. It's turned out to be a magnificent over and a great little comeback from Kelvin Cricket Club. Mitch Van Wyk, the captain, he's making some brilliant rotations so far. Oh, they're asking the question. Oh, he's given him! This is a massive moment in the game, and can you believe it? Mohammad Qasim has picked up the most important wicket, and this is going to be a very interesting replay. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I'm going to leave this one to the umpire, but he thought otherwise. It looked dicey. It looked doubtful. But he'll have to go. Yahya Ali departs early. It's 87 for 6, and Gorilla 11 are now in a bit of trouble. Aditya Shetty, who came out to open, is now wondering what on earth is going on. He's losing partners consistently, and now there's not much batting left, mind you. Kelvin Cricket Club, they are right back in this contest. It's a 50-50 game. Yeah, I know they only need 60. But the problem is they have lost 6 wickets in a span of 11.2. Or make that 11.1, beg your pardon. So, this is a great chance for Kelvin Cricket Club to clinch victory. They were down and out, I remember. It was a pretty much one-sided encounter until the 7th over. But then, Mitch Van Wyk, just seeing that the wicket is slowing down a little bit, it's holding up. He introduced Midhun. And then the last over, excellent passage of play for Kelvin Cricket Club. Now, this is what they shouldn't allow. These couple of runs, they don't really have many runs to work with, so need to be on their toes. And this is a time where, especially when Abbas Dawar, he comes on strike, the 4 fielders in the circle, they can afford to come at least 7 steps, 8 steps ahead from the 30-yard circle. Yes, because Abbas will not try to go hard. He will try to ensure he takes those quick singles and ensure he gives the majority of the strike to Aditya Shetty, who's now standing like a wall between a win for Kelvin Cricket Club. So he's the man. If they get them, if they get out Aditya Shetty at this juncture of the game, I think then the pendulum will heavily shift into the favor of Kelvin Cricket Club. So they're just 1 wicket away to really turn the table and turn the game around into their favor. Abbas Dawar on the other end, we know that he's such a handy bowler. I haven't seen much of him as a batter. If you're a fan of Gorilla 11, you would want him to stay. Now there you go. You can see that the fielders, they're coming 5 to 7 steps ahead. This is very good captaincy by Mitchell and Wyke. He's really switched on today. He's making some brave calls, reading the game so well. And they're now trying to get onto the nerves of Abbas Dawar. And I can promise you Abbas Dawar will be under some pressure. Another dot delivery. Pressure is mounting. They need just one good quiet over. You will see the required run rate will creep up so quickly, and this is where the urgency will start to occur from both the batters in the middle. Aditya Shetty, I think he holds the key. He's the one who will take his team over the line. Quick single, careful. Basa opens his account. What a terrific game of cricket are we witnessing, and it just feels like this will go down right till the last over. Well, we have a game in our hands. What a tremendous fight back by Kelvin Cricket Club. They were down and out at one stage, and it was looking to be pretty much one-sided encounter. But then look at what has happened. They've lost 6 wickets, and that's all because of some excellent quality bowling as to what we have witnessed by Kelvin Cricket Club. Driven nicely. I think this is going to be a couple of more runs. And this is what they need to ensure. They don't allow now Gorilla 11 to get these easy couple of runs. Every time they place it into the gap, they get 2 runs. And that's something which they can't really afford because they don't have any runs to play with. 52 and plenty of overs to go. So they just need to have the belief in themselves. Nicely played. Good little cover drive. And that's all they need. I think Aditya would be constantly in conversation with Abbas Dawar and guiding him as to what needs to be done from this stage. He will surely be asking him to only stay out there in the middle. Do not hit a shot in the air. You do not have to go aerial. There's no need to take any unnecessary chances. We're 6 down. Not much batting left after this. Swing and a miss. Oh, very close. They were almost on the verge of picking up Aditya Shetty. He too is now feeling the heat. He realizes that all the burden and the responsibility has shifted onto his shoulders. He was batting so beautifully, but now all of a sudden this match will be dependent on Aditya Shetty. I just feel for the young boy. He must be under tremendous pressure, and also it's a knockout game for them. Plenty going in his mind, surely. Driven and bit of a fumble. Again will allow them to come back for the second. Oh, in fact, Abbas Dawar just showing no interest whatsoever. So they need exactly 50 more runs to win. Who would have thought that Kelvin Cricket Club are going to really make a game out of this one? They were 56 for 2, if I can recall. Yeah. Nicely turned down towards the leg side. Only a single. So they were 85 for 3. And now they find themselves at 98 for 6. So in a span of 13 runs, they've lost 3 important wickets. The 2 batters to follow, of course, is the captain himself, Sher Azam Hashmi, who's no muck with the bat. He certainly can bat. This is going to be close, but he's gotten away with it. Another good over by Mohammad Qasim. It's 98 for 6. This match is nicely hanging in the balance. Now, this is an interesting move. Captain has opted to bring a new bowler, Aditya Shetty. He's batting beautifully, and I think Aditya won't mind this. He would want to face a new bowler. Well, let's see if this decision goes in their favor. I mean, Midhun, he had one more over. He was bowling beautifully. He could have continued. One more over. He's picked up 2 wickets. You only need Aditya Shetty. So maybe you could have just opted to stick with your bowlers who were doing exceptionally well. Or you could either bring Rahman Zafar. There's no point really holding him back for the end of this innings. You need 1 wicket. Forget about the other batters. You need Aditya Shetty, and to get him out, you need your gun bowlers. Rahman Zafar, the likes of Rahman Zafar. Sami, he did well. You could have gotten Sami. Midden should have continued. Well, let's see. I mean, the captain, he has his own plans and strategy. I hope it pays off in his favor. But yeah, I mean, for me, I would have really continued with somebody who's really making life tough for the batters. He did look like a threat. Midhun, of course, he's picked up 2 wickets. He brought his team back into the contest, and he's been asked to hold back and will be brought back to the attack later on now. These are very important 3 deliveries. If Aditya gets runs in this over, then it's going to be very difficult for the rest of the bowlers to stop the run flow. So far, he's done well. Talha is given only 4 singles. That's completely okay. What does Abbas Dawar do? Oh, beautifully played. Nice little punch down the ground. That's a proper cricketing stroke, straight out of the coaching manual. And he held his pose as well. One for the photographers, why not? So he certainly can bat. That's quite evident. Very handy bowler, excellent fielder. An absolute live wire in the field. Abbas Dawar is very fit, very agile. He's got a very athletic physique as well. So 5 singles so far. And it will be 5 singles only. So this is a very good move in the end by Mitch Van Wyk, getting Talha, who's given only 5 runs. 103 for 6. Well, surely there would be a few nervous faces in the dugout of Gorilla 11 because at one stage they were cruising along. They had quite a few wickets intact, but they've lost 3 wickets very quickly. That's been nicely cut away. That's a beautiful stroke by Abbas Dawar. He's cut this with precision, and he saw the opportunity when Mohammad Qasim opted to bang in shot, offered a lot of weight to Abbas Dawar, and he was equal to the task. Lovely flow of the bat, and getting value. You play along the carpet. It's a lightning quick outfield, so this is a very important boundary. Always settles those nerves and the tension you have in the start of the over. So pressure back on Mohammad Qasim. Runs is not a problem, and also they've got ample time to achieve these 40 runs. This is the wickets column. They shouldn't look to defend. Not too sure if that was an opportunity. If ever so they go to a shell and they look to defend these runs, just one good over. I'm not even saying one big over, just one good over of maybe 10 runs per over, and I think the match will be gone from their hands. So they need to consistently think of picking up wickets. Try to maybe bowl right in the block hole. The Yorkers could come into equation. Yeah, good delivery. Another slower one. So he's mixing up his pace beautifully at the moment. Not getting predictable. He's making the batters think as to what comes next. And this is exactly what you need. This is a stage where you cannot be bowling in those same areas. It's a good wicket. So Mohammad Qasim so far has been quite impressive in this important contest. Still putting up a fight. They're thinking to come back for the second. Very clumsy effort in the deep. Should have been only a single. You can see the keeper not happy. Mohammad Qasim, who's bowled his heart out, realizes that each and every single run, it's so vital. But they shouldn't really lose hope because they have gotten 6 wickets. Gorilla 11, their low order batters haven't been tested so far in this tournament. Another slower delivery, watchfully played along the carpet. So make that 6 runs so far. Aditya Shetty, I think if ever so he gets an opportunity, and if he thinks that there is a chance to smash this out of the park or get a boundary, I think he will try to get maximum results out of this delivery. Third man, they have a third man for Mohammad Qasim. A deep mid wicket, long on, long off, deep cover. Nicely played, but straight to the fielder. Midhun does extremely well. Another good over by Qasim comes to the end. It's 110 for 6. While he's been brought back into the attack, will be bowling from the far end. So change of ends for Midhun Sudhakar. This is going to be such a vital over. We're going down to the last 5 overs of this run chase. Starts off well, nice little punch down the ground. Abbas Dawar and Aditya Shetty, they realize that All they have to do is just get the singles and doubles, and surely in between they should be able to find an odd boundary. But there's no real need to go for a big shot at this stage. Aditya Shetty, yes, the form which he is in, if ever so he gets an opportunity, I think he will smash it out of the park. Now that will release a lot of tension. Another dot delivery. Each and every dot delivery, there will be a bit of pressure on Gorilla 11, because they are the ones who should have been able to chase this down easily. But Kelvin Cricket Club made a statement that they are here for a fight. They know it's an important game for them too. They've already lost a couple of games early on, so this is a game. Oh, direct hit, and I think it would have been mighty close. Bastauer was struggling, but he put in the hard dive and did well in the end. One thing is for certain, they've made life difficult for the batters out there. I don't remember the last time I've seen a boundary. Yeah, Bas hit one boundary in the last over, in the first delivery, but really they're dealing in singles at the moment. Plays it watchfully, gets another single. So ever so slowly they are inching closer to the score. 33 required. Forget about, don't look at the big board and think what's going on with the wickets column. Just do what you're doing and it will take you home. Singles and doubles, that's it, and you will find an odd boundary. On the other end, Bastauer, we need to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he's not eaten a lot of deliveries. Look at this, 16 is what he scored in 15 deliveries at a situation where they need run a ball. So he's batting very sensibly at the moment. Tries to cut that, but gets a thick outside edge. Another single added to his tally. And that was the last thing Aditya Shetty would have wanted. A new batter coming in the pressure, beg your pardon, situation. And he would have eaten a lot of deliveries and not scoring runs. That would have put the man in form under severe pressure. And this is something which they can't afford. Giving any freebies. This could have easily been 5 wides. So they're just one big hit away, I believe, really to once again get the momentum in their favor. Still, it's pretty much their game for Gorilla 11. 10 extras. That's not acceptable when you don't have many runs on the board to defend. That's cut away very nicely. Aditya Shetty, he's the one who has taken the responsibility to take his team over the line, and the key to get of the boundary was that he played it so late. He let the ball come to him and then cut it as late as he could, getting an important boundary to his name. 27 needed in the last 4 overs. Well, the last boundary from the blade of Aditya Shetty has certainly settled a bit of nerves. There was a bit of tension, but getting a very important boundary. Nicely driven, beautifully played by Bastauer. He's someone who looks very stylish every time he looks to play along the carpet. Now direct hit was required. So they're inching closer to victory now. 25 is what they need. This is such a vital and important partnership between these two. Aditya Shetty, he stood tall. There was immense pressure because wickets were tumbling at the other end. Aditya Shetty, he's someone who really showed a lot of character in this contest. He's a brave cricketer and he's still out there. Punts nicely. This time will only be a single. So now the pendulum has heavily shifted back into the favor of Gorilla 11. They don't have to do anything silly. Abbas Dawar, he can continue what he's been doing since the time he's walked in, and that is to just keep on rotating strike on the other end. Aditya Shetty doesn't need any advice. Let him do what he's doing because he knows how to bat in these situations. He knows how to take his team out of these tricky situations. Apesh and gone! Well, that's a massive moment in the game. And who is it? It's the captain himself. He's plucked this out of thin air and he has taken a fabulous catch. It's a big blow. They have gotten Aditya Shetty, and what a catch. And look at the captain go. Jubilant is he. He realizes that this is a big moment in the game. And now, again, this match is wide open. What a terrific game of cricket are we witnessing. It's 123 for 7. Well, what else do we have in store? What a fantastic game of cricket are we witnessing. Two teams are fighting it out and battling it out to stay in the competition. And this was certainly on the cards when two heavyweights collide against each other. And it's Rahman Zafar. He's gotten the breakthrough. Punched. And gets off the mark with a single. What a terrific over so far. Rahman Zafar is now giving a glimmer of hope to the team. They're now into the tail. Abbas Dawar, he's the one who came in to bat at the situation. There was a lot of pressure in the middle because they lost 6 wickets, and that was the time where they really needed to construct the innings. And he did exceptionally well. He's still out there though. He needs to take his team right till the end. Beautifully played. Another good shot. Only a single. Direct hit yet again. It's all happening out there. This is such a high octane game of cricket between two talented teams. And so much is on the line. There is a lot of tension in the dugout. Families have come out in huge numbers to watch this game. And I'm pretty much sure they are on the edge of their seats. Dot delivery from here onwards is absolute gold dust. Rahman Zafar, brilliant. 28 is what he's given and picked up 2 wickets in a span of 4 overs. It's 125 for 7. Well, Talha is someone who's bowled just 1 over, but he was quite impressive. Gave just 5 runs, and he's been now reintroduced into the attack. Apesh, Very lucky, could have literally gone anywhere. They're thinking to come back for the second, and good call. Yeah, there's a lot of chirping going out there now. The energy levels are high. Kelvin Cricket Club, they're pretty much aware that if ever so they go on to pick one more wicket, each and every single run is going to be so difficult to get from this juncture of the game. Dot delivery. Pressure. This is where now the temperament and the patience will be tested. Surely there would be a lot of butterflies in stomachs of Yahya Saeed, who's just walked in the middle. I'm not too sure if he would have thought that he has to come into bat at a situation where the match is on the line. They were cruising along at one stage. It looked like a pretty much one-sided encounter, but then all of a sudden, they lost 3 wickets very quickly in a span of 8 runs, and now they've lost Aditya Shetty as well. And still they need quite a few runs. And this is exactly what I did mention. Oh, overthrows. That's poor stuff. You can't afford to give any kind of freebies. Mitch Van Wyk, he's not a happy man. Neither is Talha. Can't really afford to be gifting runs. Still 18 required. These are very important couple of deliveries from Talha. Smashes it. Smashes it hard. And they should be able to come back for the second. Good bit of running. Abbas Hour, he's a live wire between the wickets. So every time the ball is hit into the gap, it's really difficult to stop them from coming back for the second, because Yahya too is very quick between the wickets. 16 needed. Talha needs to bowl one good delivery. He does so. It's a dot delivery. We're going down to the penultimate over and still 16 required. What a game are we witnessing? 131 for 7. Yeah, it had to be Sami. No surprise, he's going to be bowling the penultimate over. How many runs can he leave it for the last over? He's steaming in. Beats the outside edge of Yahya Saeed. It's going to be a dot delivery. Pressure mounting on Gorilla 11. And Abbas Dawar straight away has gone down to Yahya Saeed to have a quick word with him. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in the air. They know that this match is not over. They've got a bright chance now to win this game and really clinch victory from a stage where they were never in the contest. He's bowled him! Sami strikes! And that's the 8th wicket down. It's Yahya Saeed, the latest victim. What a terrific delivery once again. Shot, inside edge, and chopped back onto the stumps. Sami has picked up a major breakthrough. A short stay for Yahya. He'll have to go back. It's 131 for 8. Well, this is a terrific start to the over. Sami first bowling a dot and then picked up a wicket as well. So 8 wickets have fallen. Hassan, can he be the hero for his team? He's done a fine job so far with the ball in this tournament, but now he's got a big job in his hands with the bat. He's a courageous cricketer. Can he take his team over the line is the question. Dot delivery. Make that the third dot on the trot. Oh, the dugout. They're on their feet. Of noise here in the Tolerance Oval. What an exhilarating game of cricket are we witnessing. Sami charging in once again. Oh, they're going. Yeah, they surely have to go for it. They need a Bas to get back on strike, but now the pendulum has shifted heavily into the favor of Kelvin Cricket Club. Excellent 4 deliveries and brilliant leadership by Mitch Van Wyk. He's taken a few risks in the middle where he got Talha at one stage. And now I understand why he was brought. Such a smart captain is Mitch Van Wyk. This is high up in the air. And lucky for Abbas, he's coming back for the second. And gets to the strikers end comfortably. So 2 important runs. Still 13 runs needed. This could go either way. It's not over for both the teams, but I think Gorilla 11, they were having an upper hand in this contest throughout this innings. Not only this innings, throughout the match. But just the last 5 to 6 overs, there's been a drastic change. Last delivery of the penultimate over. He hoiks it towards fine leg and straight to mid. So only be a single, but the good news for Gorilla 11 is that Abbas will be on strike. We're going down to the last over. 12 needed. Well, no surprises. It will be Tala. There's a lot of tension in this final over. This over should be packed with the drama and tension. You can feel the nerves here in the ground, outside the ground. Everything has now come down to the final over of this contest. Hits it. Gets only a single. In fact, he's going to come back for the second. Excellent running by Abbas. And I think he needs a new pair of gloves. Whatever he wants it, give it to him. What a fantastic game of cricket are we watching. And the pressure couldn't have been higher in this very decisive over. Talha, what's going through his mind? Whilst he changes his gloves, let's have a quick look at the field. Fine leg is in the circle, third is in the circle. In fact, now the third is going towards the point. We have a deep third man, deep cover, long off, and a deep square leg. Blockle asking the question and wrapped on the pads. Given! What a tremendous delivery by Talha. It was full, it was straight. And it was a bit too much for Abbas Dawar. And with that, I believe the hope to win the game from here onwards, I think, is pretty much done and dusted. What a turnaround to this contest. Take a bow, Talha. You've picked up an important wicket. They're now 9 down and they still need 10 runs. It's 137 for 9. What a game of cricket have we witnessed. You can almost feel the nervous energy now between the two batters as he's just made his way in the centre. Azam Hashmi was exceptional with his leadership qualities, but now all eyes on his batting abilities. Can he smash one out of the park? Can he take his team over the line? 10 needed, 4 balls to go. Knocked him over, that's it! Talha, take a bow, young man. You have taken your team over the line and they have clinched victory out of nowhere. They were done and dusted. They were out of the contest, but they held their nerves. They said, we're here for some serious business, and wow, what scenes out there. This is absolutely unbelievable. Handshakes all around, but Gorilla 11 cannot believe what has just happened. This team has really stunned everyone, and I think we need to give a lot of credit to Mitch Van Wyk. The decisions which he's taken this evening were simply outstanding, and it has gone into their favor. But what a game of cricket have we witnessed. Aditya Shetty, good start. Once he got out, then that was a problem. And you can see the middle order really couldn't get going. Lost quite a few wickets in the middle stage of the game. And then Abbas Dawar really stood tall. But then after his dismissal in the last over, it was pretty much done and dusted. Yeah, plenty to talk about. Very impressive ball. You can see the wickets column. Everybody has contributed. Omar Farooq didn't have the best of outing. But for me, the pick of the bowlers was, of course, Rahman Zafar, who got their team back into the game. Qasim and then Talha in the last over. 2 wickets to his name, sealing the deal and winning this contest. Kelvin Cricket Club, they were put into bat first, scored a modest total of 146. Mitchell Van Wyk, the captain, took the charge, 35 for him. Azam Hashmi bowled exceptionally well in reply. Dial a battery Gorilla 11, falling short by 9 runs. And Aditya Shetty, I think he really batted extremely well, but would be very disappointed not to take his team over the line. Rahman, Sami, Midhun, all 3 bowlers were simply outstanding. And in the end, it's Kelvin CC who clinched victory and won this game by 9 runs. Right then, we are going to take a short little break. Once we are back, we will have the post-match presentation ready for you. Stay tuned. Welcome to the post-match presentation of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It was match number 12 where Gorilla 11 win the toss and inviting Kelvin Cricket Club to come and bat first, where they went on to score a modest total of 146 in 20 overs. In reply, A-BATTERYGORILLAS 11 scoring just the 137 runs, and they did fall short by 9 runs, and it was Kelvin CC. They won this game by 9 runs. I would now like to invite our match referee, Mr. Preetham, to please hand over the player of the match, and it has to go to Rahman Zafar for his magnificent all-round performance. Of course, he did score 14 very important runs for his team, and also then came out of a situation where he picked up 2 important wickets for his team. ज़बरदस्त परफॉर्मेंस. सबसे पहले तो ये बताएं कि ऐसा मैच जीत के लग कैसे रहा है, क्योंकि बड़ा वन साइड लग रहा था एक वक्त, लेकिन आपने आके पूरा मैच ही बदल दिया.
जी, सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करता हूँ. हमें पहले तो वन साइड मैच जा रहा था, कोशिश कर रहे थे कि रन की तरफ जा रहा था कि इनको रोकें. आदित्य अच्छा खेल रहा था, उसको आउट करना था. जैसे ही वो आउट हुआ तो मैच हमारी तरफ आ गया.
मैच जो था काफ़ी हद तक उन्हीं के हक में जा रहा था. किस स्टेज में आपको लगा कि अब अच्छा चांस है, यहाँ से हम मैच जीत सकते हैं?
जैसे ही वो आदित्य आउट हुआ तो हमने अच्छी फील्डिंग की, बैकअप किया, सब ऊपर चढ़े, तो वहाँ से मैच हमारे हाथ में आया, विकेट ली. तो एंड वाले ओवर में टेल एंडर 12 रन बहुत मुश्किल है, तो यहाँ से इस तरह इंशाल्लाह मैच जीत गए. अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करते हैं.
हमने देखा है बॉलर्स जो हैं यहाँ पे काफ़ी स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे, मूवमेंट नहीं मिल रही थी, लेकिन आप जब आए तो काफ़ी बॉल जो है ग्रिप भी हो रहा था और काफ़ी होल्ड कर रहा था विकेट में.
आज विकेट स्पॉट कर रहा था, आज ड्यू था, लेकिन फिर भी विकेट स्पॉट कर रहा था. बाकी अल्लाह का शुक्र है.
आखिरी सवाल, ये प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच आप किसी को डेडिकेट करना चाहेंगे?
ये माय फेवरेट पर्सन, माय गर्ल.
चलिए, वेल डन, कंग्रेचुलेशंस. ऐसे ही खेलते रहे एंड बेस्ट ऑफ लक फॉर द फ्यूचर गेम्स.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Well, that was Zafar with his brilliant all-round performance. We are done and dusted with the post-match presentation, but do join us tomorrow as we have another exciting Super Sunday coming up where we have 2 back-to-back games. Until then, Oais Ali signing off. Goodbye and God bless.